Alright, so far we've got the ePrompt working with a couple of canvases showing up when we need them to. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a moving object. When we answer the right code, we want an object to move. Alright, so right click, we're going to create, I'll use ProBuilder, click on that, make a cube, and I'm going to style this into a door. Oh, sorry, go back to Unity. There we go. So what we're going to do is make the moving object. Style this into a door very quickly. So we'll slim it down, stretch it out, and sort of fill up this space here. Here we go, so stone door for now. Alright, so what I want to do is, I'll call this one door. And I'll put the same texture on the door as is on the wall. I think it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Make it lava. No, it's this, but it's just stretched out a little bit. So I'll fix that. Right now, that might be the wrong one. It's fine. It's fine as is for now. Oh, we definitely don't want that one on there. Alright, I'll just quickly put back that stone text from before. We can stylize that later. Ideally, we just need to copy this. Somehow. If we just go to a file explorer. I don't know why I'm wasting time on this. Doesn't particularly matter at all. Oh my. There we go. Anyway, we won't waste time on that. Or add an animation to this thing. It's called door. I'm gonna make a new folder, create folder. It's gonna hold our animations. I want to put them in here. So select door, up in window. We need the animation window. There it is. I'm just gonna put it down here for simplicity, and we're also going to need a little bit later on the animator window, which again I will put down here. Alright, so we've got our door selected. It's going to give us a few options. Firstly, it says hide my face. To begin animating door, create an animator and an animation clip. So we can hit create, and it's going to add that stuff in here. Our first animation is going to be what our door looks like when it's closed. And how this door is going to open is it's going to swing down like a drawbridge, I think will be cool. So it's going to change its rotation value under transform rotation. So when it's closed, it's going to look like that the entire time. Excellent. First animation done. Create a new clip. This one is going to be called opening. Once again, it's going to record its rotation. At the beginning, it'll stay closed, and at the end, we're going to click on record, and we're going to change its values to be what we need it to be, and I need it to go like that. There we go. So what I should do is fold down. Create one more clip. This one is going to be open. Oh, I'll go back to opening, just like that. I'm going to need to record what I set this to, negative 91.7. The reason I need to record that is because when it is opened, its both its start value and its end value are going to be the same as when it's opening. Alright, and our very last clip that we need is closing. So it's going to exactly the same, add property rotation. It's going to start open and it's going to go to, click on record, closed. I don't think I did open right. No, I didn't need to click record. Always make sure that you have record selected, otherwise you're actually just changing the object. Opening, alright. So, currently it's got the 4 animations. If we go to the animator, when it begins, so entry, it's going to play the closed animation, which is nothing. We then want it to transition to opening. So what we should now see when we click play is our door opening, and then going back, it's just keeping on playing that animation. And once it's opening, I want it to go to open. Now, I only want my door to open, but I could have it open and close if I wanted to transition all the way around like this, making a bit of a loop. So now I should see my door opening, start closed, opening, open, then close itself. So it should be a nicer looking. It goes down and up. Alright, so that's what we're after. Now, I don't want it to do that constantly. I only want it to go from closed to opening to open, and I don't need it to close itself right now. So I'm going to need to add a parameter. So the list is empty, so we're going to click on plus, and we can add a parameter. A float, an integer, a boolean, or a trigger. Now I want it to happen on a boolean because there's multiple triggers that could have it happening, and this is open. Oh my god! Open door. All right, so it's going to be set to not true to begin with, and we'll set it to true when we want it to open. Now, if we click on here, conditions. Open door must equal true for this to happen. So if we click play, our door is currently shut, but if this is true, it will then open. Alright. So we could do all this back in our existing script, but that script, it's best to keep scripts smaller and more compact and more sort of to the point in Unity, because you want to be able to reuse them as much as possible. What we're going to do instead is we're going to create a new script, but we're going to create a new script on a new object. Let me create, right-click a UI, oh sorry, right-click an empty object. This is going to be my game controller. And I'm going to put this, I'm going to put firstly an icon on this so that I can see it in the world. And I'm going to move it to the very, very top of my game, because I'm going to need to access this a lot. Now, game controllers, I'm going to be using them, we're going to be using them to more or less keep track of scripts. We're going to put scripts onto this thing. This thing is just going to be loaded with scripts. The reason we're having it be a new object is that it can't be affected by any other in-game things. And it's a lot easier to know that all my scripts are on the game controller instead of having to sort through all your objects to find it. Awesome. So this is our code puzzle. So I'm going to create a component. I'm going to call it code puzzle. this is going to be a new script. I'm going to click create and add. So code puzzle, it's going to take the text from our text box or input field. In fact, let's do some better naming conventions here. Our input field, we will give it a sec. Call code underscore input field. Our text is going to be the user entered code, and the placeholder can be our placeholder. We'll call it our code underscore placeholder, just in case we ever need to access it for any reason. Our button will be our exit underscore button, and the text on the button will be the exit underscore button underscore text. Alright, so I'm just gonna zip these guys up a little bit. Alright, game controller. Enter into the script, so just double click it and it will open up in our code thing. Alright. Okay, so here it is. Code puzzle. Code puzzle is going to need to get the text. So we're going to need to use UI again. So access UI elements by saying we're going to be using Unity engine .ui. We're going to need to get the text elements from the text box. And we'll call this the user inputs underscore code, just so that we know exactly what user input we're dealing with. We're going to get a public string. This is going to be our code. We can give it a value right now if we want. We'll say the code is secret code 1. Alright, so all we need to do is on our update, so it's constantly being checked, if at any points the user input code is equal to the code, then we're just going to do our classic debug.log the user got the code exclamation point. Alright. Okay, sorry, one small issue. We want to access specifically the text from this text value. Alright, let's go back to Unity and give this one a go. So what we should see is going up to the code area. If we enter the actually no, nothing's gonna happen, because our game controller wants to know what is our user input text. We're gonna get the text value from the code question text. Yeah, that's it. We want to get the text question. That's what we called it. User entered code. That's it. We want to get the value from the user entered code. Alright, so walk into the area, press E, code is secret code 1. hide those. Secret code 1. Why are we not seeing a thing show up? Alright, let's change the code to 1. Oh, the user got the code. Alright, maybe it was S1. We'll just push escape. Just so that we can get back to here. So we're at SS1. Case sensitive. Yes, it is. Yep. So we notice that it's constantly being called here because this is always equal to it. Alright. Cool. So that works. But we want it to not just output some text here, we want it to open our door when that happens. Why is my door currently open? It does not, okay. Probably because I have the animation selected open. Okay. Alright, that doesn't really matter though. So, we need to access the animator for our door and change that open door parameter. So let's go back to the code. Public animator door animator. Cool, and we want to say, hey, can we get the door animator dots open door, the name of our parameter, to equal true. Alright, hold up one quick second. Animator parameters is sorry. My bad. It is dot set bool because that is the type of parameter, and the bool's name is open door, and then the value we're going to give it is true. Alright, so it now wants to know, hey, what animator are we playing with? And we're going to select the one in outdoor. So we should now see it. Click play. Series of things, outdoor is currently shut. There it is. We'll go over here. Press E. Secret code is secret code 1. I must have put a space at the end, maybe. Let me just change that. S1. S1. You got the code, therefore. Oh, a bit of a error popping up. Let's have a look as to why. Door animator. Outdoors animator has a parameter called open door, which when clicked is the thing to make it play the animation because we set the parameter on here, unless we did that while it wasn't playing. No, there we go. Now let's just see as to why it's not working straight away. Set the secret code to just be S1 for now. Because that's a real issue. Alright. So, user, if the thing equals the code, the debug is popping off the animator.setBool open door to true. Sorry, I'm just reading through the code here very quickly. I'm trying to see as to why it's not working. Cool. Let us really quickly just run through that again. Alright, so walk over here, S1. Alright, so in our console, said user got the code. So it's getting to here, but it's not playing this animation. It's not setting the bool to be 1. Alright. Let's see as to why. Sorry, I'm just reading a very quick tutorial just to see why it's not working. The only thing I can see that is done differently, well, I've actually done quite a bit differently, but that should make a difference, is just saying this here. But in all honesty, that shouldn't make a difference, because we are establishing the animator in here. Yeah, the animator of the door. Click play, this shouldn't make any difference, but if it does, then I will be very sad. S1. Here we go. The animator attached to the game control object, but the script is trying to access it. Whoa, what? Okay, there is no animator attached to the game controller game object, but a script is trying to access it. Okay, so it thinks that the animation is in here. Oh, it's not. User got the code. Alright, so now there is an animator attached. That's where there was beforehand. Sorry, let me just quickly check something. Did it disappear? See, it's supposed to none. Oh, because it tries to get component. That's why. Because of the start thing that I added that I thought would solve it, which it does not solve it. Yeah. This has that condition. Now we should be able to access it straight off the bat. Use the code. Oh my god. I think that's the issue. I think I just misspelled the word open. Oh my god. Alright, that was excellent. I'm glad I spent so long trying to fix that. I misspelled the word open in the code here. I wrote OPE and forgot the N. So back over here, it was trying to update that parameter, that value, but it didn't exist. Alright, so the code is S1. And I should also make it so that if you get the code right, it just disappears off the screen, to be honest, but that is what we're looking at. Oh no, I cannot get back up. That's fine. Alright, so the only other thing to do is to make the, if the script, if you do get the code correct, it will take the stuff off the screen. Alright, and the best way to do that is, there's a variety of ways that we can do that. We could go into this code and just access those. Actually, that's probably the fastest if we just go public. Public code UI, public canvas code UI, and we are just going to disable that. So code UI dot enabled equals false, and cursor C dot lock state equals cursor lock mode dot locked. Misspell cursor. Yes, I put an O in there for now. Alright, let's get back to our game. It wants to know what is the code UI, why that is the code canvas. Now, once we get the code correct, go up here, we enter the wrong code. Oh no, that still works mighty fine. But if we enter the right code, that will disappear. Oh no, we're still frozen because how? Ah, forgot about that. Public. And this is why we do testing. Character controller player player.enabled equals true. And that is this complete exercise. Oh, wants to know what our player is. Our player is our player. Thank you. Okay, that's nothing. Awesome, so that works exactly as we need it to. Ease to interact still pops up. We could permanently disable it if we needed it to never show up again. And we can do that once again in a variety of ways. We could delete the canvas, but this is probably a canvas we want to reuse. Press E to interact. So we could delete the trigger area or disable the trigger area around our orb. Let's try that. So go back to the code. We're going to say, hey, we need a public reference to what kind of trigger area does our wall have? So click on the ball. What we want to disable is the box collider. Box collider for our rock ball. Cool, let's just make sure that code-wise it's not going to have any spazzes. It's happy with that. And we want that to be disabled. Box rockball.enabled equals false. So back in Unity, oh sorry, the code was just that rockball.enabled equals false. Back in Unity, we're saying, hey, what's rockball? It is our rockball. It's the only thing with a box collider currently. Now we'll just make sure that this all works. Awesome, we can go up to it just like normal, walk away, enter the code S1. Now every time we go near it, we don't have that trigger showing up anymore because we've disabled the trigger area around this thing here. But if somewhere else we needed that prompt to be showing up, we could have that happening. So let's say create a cube. We'll make this cube here a little bit bigger. Sorry. Scale what? There you go. This cube here, we're going to make that a trigger area. And it is going to have the same script for, in my scripts, ePrompt. So this cube is a trial trigger, it is going to have ePrompt. It's going to need to know what the ePrompt canvas is. What I should call this one question, or like puzzle canvas, but its puzzle canvas is going to be the same as the other one. Sorry. Its puzzle canvas is going to be the same as the other one, just because I don't have any more canvases. But just to show that this works, getting slightly more and more complex. Into the right code, S1. This is now open, and if I go to the end, I get that prompt again. Did I fall off? Yes, I did. Goodbye. Alright, so that is everything that we need to know about canvases, animations, parameters, enabling and disabling things with scripts. It's all set up. So good to go. Alright, that is all. Bye.